Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce one of our founding fathers, Mr. Thomas Paine.
Good afternoon. On a cold, dark evening on December 16, 1773, a handful of patriots began what would be the opening chapter in the greatest burst of freedom the world has ever known. They threw 342 cases of British tea from the decks of a ship into the Boston harbor to protest taxation without representation. They lit a fire that gave birth to a new policy in the affairs of citizens and the government of we, the people. The United States of America was born in protest by common people.
Aren't we going to drop the tea in the river? When we set this thing up, that was the original plan. 30 of us were going to go down and we were going to throw tea bags in the river, open them up, throw them in the river. Well, from 30 people 5 weeks ago, this is what has developed. And I mean, it's great. This is fantastic.
One night in Boston Harbor, the tea flew overboard. They said, "We don't owe King George a thing. We answer to our Lord." They built this land of freedom, but things have changed since then. Perhaps we need a tea party again. They passed the 16th Amendment, and the income tax was law, but it punishes achievement. That's just one of many flaws. Then along came withholding. We don't know what we pay in. Perhaps we need a tea party again.
I'm against the fair tax.
Oh, you're against it, huh?
Yes, because it is a consumption tax. All that meaning that if it just the income tax will affect the middle and lower income tax, the lower income people more. Because somebody who's making $20,000 or less, 100% of their income goes towards consumables.
There's a better way to pay the bills, and the fair tax is its name. We can fully fund this government and end these silly games. We can save Social Security and Medicare, it's true. And the Congress needs to hear this from you.
Is the present plan.
Present, okay.
Very. So you have a large number of the population not invested at all, haven't paid a dime. Okay? Under the fair tax, everyone that consumed, a greater percentage of people would be at least paying something.
Okay.
From Clarksville, Tennessee to Bangor, Maine. From Indianapolis to Bakersville. and over 2,000 tea parties, protesting much more than taxation without representation, rising above their differences, not as Republicans or Democrats, not black or white, but as Americans finally uniting to send a new shot heard around the world.
We can save Social Security and Medicare, it's true. And the Congress needs to hear this from you.
On a cool December night in 1773, a band of Americans boarded 3 British ships and dumped British tea into the Boston harbor. But more importantly, they sent a bold message to the King of England that we Americans will not stand idly by as they tread on our liberty. That people are God's creation, given abilities and skills designed by a maker to pursue our fullest potential without the encroachment of government. Our destiny was then and is today not the government's to direct or manage.
Career politicians love the power of tax and spend, and it's time that all of us take a stand and rein them in. This country is worth saving, and I'm telling you, my friends, perhaps we need a tea party again. There's a better way to pay the bills, and the fair tax is its name. We can fully fund this government and end these silly games. We can save Social Security and Medicare, it's true. And the Congress needs to hear this from you. One night in Boston Harbor, the tea flew overboard. They said, we don't owe King George a thing, we answer to our Lord. They built this land of freedom, but things have changed since then. Perhaps we need a tea party again.
We need a conservative government at home in the state of Tennessee as much as we do in the United States halls of Congress and in the White House. Next year, 1 year, we get a chance to vote again. And I'm asking for every one of you, every single one of you, to be a part of it. Be a part of it. Make phone calls. Donate what you can. I know times are tough, but it takes a lot of money for these candidates to run. And the liberals are getting tons of money from Hollywood and from other countries, if you can believe it or not.
It's back up. We've got to stand against that.
One fine day in Clarksville, the tea flew overboard. They said, we don't owe King Barack a thing, we answer to our Lord. We heard all the campaigning for change to believe in, but perhaps we need a tea party again.